Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fabulous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are committed to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I'm going to start by saying that we have been too nice, we've been too welcoming, and we have made strangers feel too comfortable in our home and in our space. And for that reason, now it's hard for us to go back and redefine who we are and gatekeep our culture. Now, there's a lot of talk now about gatekeeping our culture, delineating ourselves from other black people, and trying to establish who we are for our own good. Because, again, people come to the United States, African descended people, and they just come in and start, making decisions and trying to speak for us and talking stuff that they don't even know. Because we have been welcoming. We have seen ourselves and other African descended people as one. But they don't see it that way. But yet and still, they want to come in and have a voice. That I want to establish their own voice with their own ethnicity. They want to come in and have a voice in our space. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is Lenny Kravitz. He is a singer, a songwriter. He's an instrumentalist. He's multi-talented. He's also an actor. He was born in New York City to a white TV producer and a black actress, Roxy Roker, who played on the Jeffersons sitcom for many years, who has since passed away. So he is biracial. He was brought up as a biracial individual, and up until recently, all of these people who were black mixed with something, they were proud to tell you who they were mixed with and how much they wanted to identify with both sides of their family. Well, I don't think anybody has a problem with that. The problem comes in when a person like that comes up and says something like this. On Masters of the Game, he's being interviewed on Masters of the Game. Lenny Kravitz explains what he really wants from black media. I'd like to be at the table. Now, he didn't say black and Jewish. He said black media. Now, I'm really not even nitpicking this. I'm doing what you have to do if you're going to gatekeep your culture. Now, he built his career on rock music, but he was singing and geared his platform to white people. He was big in the white world. Black people knew about him, and I think black people respected him, such as it was. But he didn't seem to be checking for black people in his early career. Now that career has sort of, flamed out, now he wants a seat at the black table. And I want to get into the article a little bit because not to be mean or not to be, negative, but when you are a mixed person and you say you want to be connected to both sides of your family, that's what you should do. Why not say, I want to have a seat at the Jewish table and the black table? Why would you want to have a seat at the black table when your father's a Jew? And since his mother was of Jamaican descent and his father is American descendant, wouldn't it make more sense for him to follow his father's lineage and get a seat at the Jewish table? Right? This article was written by Teray, who is also not of our lineage, but has elbowed his way into our culture and has taken a dominant voice, and nobody has checked him. But this is what he wrote in the article. Last year, Lenny Kravitz criticized black award shows, and I was so here for it. I totally agreed. In late 2023, he told Esquire magazine, "To this day, I have not been invited to a BET thing or a Source Awards thing. Here is a black artist," he's talking about himself, "who has reintroduced many black art forms, who has broken down barriers, just like those that came before me broke down. That is positive, and they don't have anything to say about it." You were doing that for yourself. That was self-aggrandizement. And you were over there showboating for white people until it ran out. Because one thing black people have to learn, when black people don't show any interest in you as a black person, white people lose interest in you too. So we've seen that happen over and over again. So here goes Teray saying his critique was spot on, and it's not about picking on a particular outlet. Most of the black entertainment media has allowed a sort of segregation to happen. Everyone says that blackness is fluid and takes on many forms. But then we celebrate some forms of blackness and forget all about others. In music, it's especially clear that certain kinds of blackness are put on a pedestal above other kinds. We love our black MCs and our black soul singers, but do we love our black rock and roll stars? Don't they deserve love too? Kravitz thinks so. Well, they might deserve love. What they do is build their platform and they build their sound around a white audience. And then when the white audience gets tired of them, then they start blaming black people for not inviting them to something that they didn't want to come to when they were riding high with the white people. There are black people who have always been loyal to the black audience. They never get so high that they can't come back to a venue where black people can hear them and appreciate their music. Patti LaBelle. Beyonce stays loyal to her black base. I'm not sure how she does it because she is such a big name in music. But when she has a tour, when she's showing up anywhere, her black fan base is there. And there's never the sense that she has distanced herself from the black community. All of those singers from the 60s and the 70s have stayed loyal to their black audience. Some of those guys up in their 70s and 80s and are dying, and some are dead. But when they put on a show in Atlanta or somewhere like that at the Fox Theater, they may not have 80,000, but they'll fill up the Fox Theater because they stayed grounded and loyal to their culture, and the people stayed loyal to them. But they go running out there talking about crossing over and this how many records I sold to these white people, just like that Hootie and the Blowfish guy. And then all of a sudden, that band is disbanded. And they don't have anywhere to go with it. And black people will be like, we don't know you. Now that's how I'm seeing it. Because I remember when he was in his heyday, he wasn't really checking for black people like that. I don't think he rejected black people. I don't believe black people feel any kind of way about him. I don't think people in the music industry do. I just don't think people are interested in him. Now that's how I see it. I'd like to be at the table, Kravitz said. The table he's talking about is the culture. He just wants to be part of the culture. He wants to be included alongside other black music superstars and not be left out because he's not in hip-hop or R&B. He wants to be at the table because he's been a part of the culture his whole life. Well, I beg to differ on that. I grew up around an abundance of blackness, proud blackness. I just want to be at the table with my brothers and sisters. I believe if he had been playing black venues all the time, even if he had been playing those white venues, I think that he would be getting more respect from black musicians and from black music fans. But he spent those early years pandering to a white populace. I can remember him having a real big hit record, and he was always surrounded by white women, those young white women. He didn't go on that show with Free and AJ and other venues where black people went to promote their music. He was always about, well, that's how I saw it. So I don't want to be negative, because I think he did what he felt like was the successful thing to do. And he was successful. But, now he wants to switch up. And I could be calling it, maybe I'm not calling it right, but that's how I see it. So I'll end with this. American music has always been about black American music. Black Americans have always created the music. It's just that in the past, they could always promote a white person or white musicians above the black musicians, even as they were singing and playing black people's music. But beginning about in the 90s, when hip-hop, rap music really took off, that is when black people solidified their place in American music. So now he understands that black music is the music culture in America. So he got in the wrong game and he backed the wrong horse. And now he's trying to flip. But black people have put up the gate. So now he's going to have to do some negotiating to get in. In the meantime, he might want to try his father's people. See if he can get a seat at that table. Okay? Because that's where the money is. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening and have a great day.